Weather today, we've had biblical humidity levels for the past week, ever since Monday. It's Sunday today, last Monday, biblical humidity levels, and then we had rain this morning come in, and now we got about 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Look, tumbleweed.
Where?
I don't know if you can see it or not.
Where?
Crazy around here. All right, so what have we done? I am still working on the attic door. And I'm gonna put a new knob and get rid of the old style we had. Here's the old thing. This old mortise lock thing. A couple knobs that didn't match. These old Victorian looking decorative things. Not sure what they're called. But anyway, I'm gonna put a more modern looking handle on them. So I filled this in with wood and glued it. You can see I've got a filler piece all the way in there. I took the my chisels, got this all out nice and square, cut a piece, put it in there, glued it, and then I've got a couple holes where that and the key would have went. So I've got a couple plugs in. I'm gonna cut those off, sand that down flush, and then I'm going to put the first coat of tung oil on it.
Are you just walking on the stairs?
Come on. I need you to open the door for me.
Oh, okay.
And film.
Oops. Forgot. I forget, but like, you know.
Okay.
So when you post this, it might be super shaky, but I'm trying not to shake it.
So don't shake. Pay attention. You start shaking when you take your eyes off of what you're doing. Man, this wood is soaking it up.
So you might have to put like a couple coats on it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just feather it back and forth. So the weather today, we've had biblical humidity levels for the past week, ever since Monday. It's Sunday today, last Monday, biblical humidity levels, and then we had rain this morning come in, and now we got about 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Look, tumbleweed.
Where?
I don't know if you can see it or not.
Where?
Crazy around here. So this is the knob that I chose to go on these doors. And Mrs. Fouracre doesn't like it. So I went back to the store and bought this one instead. We're gonna put it on. I'll have to admit, I think it'll look better too. I was kind of wanting to go with the, I don't know what you call this, brushed silver, but this will look better. So we'll put it on, see how it looks. Probably go with those moving forward. All right, little disappointment. Ran into a little snag. All that work I did notching this one out, even though that looks horrible, but the wood's so thin it just broke. However, it's covered by that. You can't see it, so that's okay. But this mechanism for the door, I got that one to fit. The new one is too big. So I'm gonna have to do some more notching on this door to get this one to go in there, which I don't have a lot of door left. It's getting real thin through here, and that's a problem. So I'm gonna have to take it back out to the garage and try to chisel some more out to get this silly thing in. Why can't there be a standard? Why can't there be a standard and they all be the same size? I don't care if it's a different manufacturer. Have a standard. So this is the door for our gym. This would have been, again, the original front door. And this jamb is a hot mess. So you can see I got a crack right here. It's cracked all the way down through here. I'm gonna spread it open a little bit with a screwdriver or a 5-way tool. I'm gonna force some glue in there and then nail it and strengthen that. And then I'm gonna stick a board back behind here, piece of wood, piece of scrap, something to reinforce this in preparation for when I get a new handle, because I'm going to put a new handle on this door too. This old handle is just, it's old, so I want to get a new one, but I got to fix this all up in the meantime, and then once it's solid and strong, I'll kind of go from there and figure out what I'm going to do next. Try to save this jamb and not have to redo it all. I don't want to do that. I ain't got no time for that. Jeez. Hey, Titebond. Is there a better way? The glue gets all stuck in there and you can barely get these caps off. It is unbelievable. Alright, so that's not working. Force it in like grout. Alright, so that glue made it all the way through to the back side, so that should be nice and tight once it dries. So I've had to do this before on some of the other heat registers, but I need to shorten it up. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of these fins out, and cut it right there for the length I need. And these things are just paper thin. That's why they get bent up so easy. You gotta be real careful with them. And try not to cut your fingers off. If you've never cut copper before, this is what you do. You got a tubing cutter. You put it on there a little bit snug, and you just go around the pipe a couple times, and then you barely turn that little knob, take it around a couple more times, and it'll cut a little bit each time, and then give you a nice round cut. What happens is, though, it causes that copper to kind of cave in a little bit. You take a reamer and you ream that out. What you don't want is turbulence. When water's going through a pipe and there's any kind of obstruction, it'll cause turbulence, which might produce air bubbles or just a weird pattern to the water. And that turbulence in that pipe will start to erode the pipe quicker. Now this pipe, you know, this is a heating water. The flow on this, or the pressure behind the pump, is very minimal, so it's not a huge issue on heating pipes like this. But you know, if you're moving a lot of water through a copper pipe and you're moving it at a high pressure, if you're creating turbulence inside that pipe, that constant turbulence across that copper will erode it, and that's where you'll have a leak, is where that turbulence is created, or just down from it. So we'll take a little reaming tool and we'll clean that up a little bit. So I'm very sad. Today is a sad day. I'm locating the holes that I have to drill in my floor for the heat. So maybe you're asking, well, why'd you put plugs in the first place if you were just gonna have to put new holes in? Because the heat's not gonna go back in the same place. Exactly. It's gonna go close to where it used to be, but with the lath and the plaster on the wall and the trim that was behind the old heat registers, it moved it out about that far. So now with all that gone and just 5/8 drywall up there, the holes are going to be set back. So I had to plug what was there, and now I've got to drill new holes. So there's my plug. There's one of them. There's the other one.
There's two right over there.
Yeah, there's two more over here.
And then two
But you
over
can
there.
see I've marked right there is where the new hole's got to be drilled. So I'm sad because I don't want to cut holes in my new floor or my newly sanded, renovated floor. Breaks my heart a little bit, but I got to do it. So I've lined out the holes. I've got my drill bit. I've got my helper. And it's time to do it. I've been sitting here lamenting, stewing, trying to think about maybe there's a possibility in a way I wouldn't have to do this, but it's got to be done. Aren't you sad?
I guess. I don't know.
That's one down, 5 to go. All the holes are cut. Registers are back in place. Now I just got to do some tie-in stuff, which is the worst part about it. Have to get in the crawl space, and if you've ever been in a crawl space, it's not fun, especially for a guy my size. It's no fun. It's a bad day, bad time, bad day. Hate it. Gotta do it.
Favorite space. Which one do you want me to clamp first? Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Okay. Okay, ready? Okay. So that's a wrap on the hallway. Rob has the heat in. We have 2 spaces where there used to be registers that we are going to have period appropriate registers made just to fit down in there, even though they won't be functioning. And then it's moving on to the living room. And truthfully, we'll probably start the living room before those pieces are even started. So we're just chipping away, one room at a time, just moving forward, keeping the momentum going. Thanks for watching.